question I'm answering is, did one of your residents you worked with pass away, and how did you react to that? So during my placement, one of my residents passed away. She was an 88-year-old lady with an Alzheimer's diagnosis, as well as a bowel cancer diagnosis. And in the last couple of weeks that we'd been working with her, she was given a palliative care diagnosis that the cancer had spread to other parts of her body. So even when we began the therapeutic relationship with this lady, she was very disorientated and confused. But she was still able to have like a really good conversation. Like, she was able to stay on topic. She just wasn't able to tell me what she had for breakfast, or how many kids she had, or information like that. So our therapy with this lady was centered around maintaining her cognitive abilities, and also giving her maintaining sensory experiences with her. And we also did some reminiscence therapy with her, which worked very well. So in her last 3 weeks that we worked with her, we saw a rapid decline in her functioning and performance. Before, she was always in the activity room around different residents, participating in dance group, participating in colouring activities and stuff like that. And in the last few weeks, she just recluded to her room. She was always in her room, either sitting by the window or in her bed. We would approach her and say, hey, is there anything you would like to do today? And give her a list of like 3 or 4 things that she could do. But you could just tell she was feeling really ill and really horrible, and she just declined doing anything, and I just had to respect that. She obviously didn't feel too well. And in the last week of working with her, I walked past her room and she was yelling, help, help. So I went in there, I was like, hey Jane, what's going on? And she just explained how she was very confused. She didn't know her name, she didn't know where she was, she didn't know who she was. So I just reassured her, your name's Jane, I know you, I know all these things about you, and listed them off when you're in an aged care facility, and tried to calm her down. But I really can't imagine how scary that must be, to not know where you are, who you are, you don't know your own name. Like, that would be a really frightening experience. So yeah, I felt really sad about her feeling that way. But to calm her down, I just continued the reminiscence therapy with her, just grabbing photographs near her bed and saying, hey, you know this person, can you tell me a memory about them? How does that memory make you feel? Or how does that person make you feel? And stuff like that. And it really calmed her down. Like, she became really settled, and I was like, wow, it was really good. So yeah, but I did see such a steep decline from her wanting to have a conversation with us and happy to have a conversation with us, to her completely recluding from wanting any interaction at all. So I had a feeling the whole week that she was going to pass away, and then sure enough, I come in on the next Wednesday and she's passed away. And I thought I would be really, really sad about it. Like, I thought, I've only ever seen death in a really sad kind of light. I've never had to deal with it personally either, apart from like great grandparents passing away, but I have seen like friends' parents die quite young, and situations like that. And also probably the influence of the media. We hear about all these horrific incidents every day of people murdering people, dying in horror crashes, and just hearing all these like really horrific incidents occurring. So that has probably shaped my idea of death in my head to be this devastating thing that happens. So when she passed away, I was so shocked that I didn't feel any of that sadness or devastating feelings. It was more of a peaceful kind of, I felt liberated on her behalf, because seeing her decline so much, and I don't like to say that she was suffering, but in her last final weeks, I think I can say fairly enough that she was suffering. And for her not to have to deal with that confusion and that suffering anymore, it was just a really, really peaceful feeling, and I couldn't believe how much I just felt at peace that she had passed away. Of course, I still felt sad. I wasn't like happy and bouncing off the walls, but yeah, it just opened my eyes to another side of death that I had never experienced before, and it really made me look forward to probably in fourth year, if I do get an aged care prac, or if I do work in aged care in the future, I'll be able to reflect on this experience and remember how much death isn't always such a horrible negative thing, that it can be peaceful. And